Good evening, everyone. Where are you at, Chet? Where's Chetty's seat? Okay. Good evening, everyone. This meeting is being held with the benefit of public notice as required by the Open Public Meetings Act. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Mr. Carabelli?
Here.
Ms. Phillips?
Here.
Mr. Whalen?
Here.
Mr. Papero?
Here.
Mr. Ty?
Here. Would everyone please rise for the flag salute and the invocation?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May you please bow our heads. Dear God, watch over our township and our nation. Let us continue to be guided by the principles of integrity and authenticity to the public that attends tonight's meeting and in all our dealings with the community. In this we pray, amen.
Amen.
Okay, at this time, we are going to recess as the Township Council and convene as the Board of Health. Do I have a motion
I'll
to
make a
adjourn and reconvene?
I'm sorry, I'll make a motion.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Mr. Carabelli? Ms.
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. Papero?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes. Okay. Kathy, take it away.
Got to excuse himself for 1 second.
Quite all right.
Talk about being blinded by the light.
Oh. Yeah, there isn't another shade I can put down there.
We're good.
Just turn your head that way. Do you want me to start, Council President, or wait for Anthony?
Please.
Okay. Good evening, all. As always, it is with great pride and pleasure that we come before you this evening to present our report to the Hamilton Township Board of Health. The Hamilton Township Division of Health is dedicated to maintaining the health and well-being of all of our residents and visitors by means of prevention, health promotion, and education. This evening, we will provide you with an update on public health goals and objectives, the continued progress on our journey towards national accreditation, as well as the accomplishments of our entire department. Since we are meeting this evening in our senior center, I'd like to take a moment to report to you on some of the healthy programs we offer to our senior population. As a nationally accredited senior center, approximately 500 senior participants attend our center daily. We offer programming in health screenings, health promotion, disease prevention, nutrition and fitness, social activities, mental health support, and transportation services. We partner with many organizations such as Mercer County Nutrition Program, who provides lunch each day to those who attend. Community partners such as RWJ, Penn Medicine, and Capital Health, and many assisted living facilities in our town, who provide numerous programs and activities. We have volunteer leaders who lead classes and programs such as aerobic swim, chair yoga, arts and crafts, Book of the Month reading club, just to name a few. Most recently, we have a few newer programs, such as Circle of Friends, led by a community partner, that focuses on those grieving from the loss of a loved one or even the end of a relationship. Golden Connections is also led by our community partners, who guide members that meet outside the center at other locations, such as a movie day, a bowling game, a cup of coffee, or a lunch date. This connection outside the center helps those who may or may not actually attend the center but want a connection to another older peer in our community. Promoting healthy living is not always accomplished within the walls of our center. Feel free to stop by the tables in the hallway to see a variety of programs and services offered at the Senior Center. Our staff is forever looking for new ideas to promote the health and well-being of our senior population. I'd also like to take a moment to thank Mercer County for their generosity in helping us obtain a vehicle for our senior transportation program and our new Division of Health mobile medical van. Both vehicles will assist our staff in continuing to provide much-needed services to our community. In our report this evening, our health officer will update the board on the Division of Health's accreditation process, environmental and public health state-mandated services, and our animal shelter. Along with the importance of our community's health, the animal shelter has been and continues to be a top priority of this administration, as well as one of the health department's highest priorities. In our animal shelter, many tasks are accomplished through a lot of hard work, passion, and dedication by our employees and volunteers. Oversight is provided daily, and management continues to evaluate, reevaluate, and revise policies as needed. The shelter operations and environment are extremely sensitive due to the passion and high emotional level of our staff and volunteers. It is that drive that provides a nurturing and loving environment for sheltering animals. In preparing for our meeting this evening, I asked Chris to continue to reach out to two of our most faithful animal advocates to ask if they have any questions prior to tonight's meeting. This approach will hopefully offer transparency and provide all concerned parties with a clearer picture of the shelter operations and oversight. Before I turn the meeting over to Chris, I'd like to acknowledge Chris's hard work and reputation among his peers and other animal advocate professionals. Chris has most recently been appointed to the New Jersey Domestic Companion Animal Council as chairman and will lead the council in promoting animal welfare policies and initiatives. Let's give him a round of applause. At this time, I'd like to ask Chris to provide you with a complete report on the Hamilton Township Division of Health for August 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy, and thank you and good evening, Board of Health members and the members of the public. I'm going to ask my trusty sidekick to go to 2 slides. Next one. There you go. So before I start, I do want to take a moment to acknowledge what recently happened at CDC a few weeks ago. One officer died. There was 500 rounds fired. 200 bullets made contact with 6 different CDC buildings, and hundreds of staff sheltered in place for hours. The division sends its love and condolences to the family of the fallen officer who died protecting our colleagues. To our colleagues at CDC, we support you and your work making all of our lives safer. Public health is built on the dedication to protecting lives, and we remain committed to that mission alongside our partners nationwide. Next slide. And I just, on a personal note, one of my good friends works at CDC. His desk was right there where, thankfully, he was not at work at that day, but his desk was right there where some of those bullets made contact with the building. So definitely a little personal. But with that said, so what's going on in public health? Here locally, we continue to have issues with our one water utility, Trenton Waterworks. The division does continue to meet monthly with Trenton Waterworks, NJDEP, and NJDOH. COVID-19, you can stay in that slide. Nope, go back. COVID-19 and other seasonal viruses are starting to reawaken as we go back, enter into the cooler months. I will also just give a brief update on where we stand with seasonal vaccines that will be rolling out in the next few weeks, and also just touch upon mosquitoes as well. You can do the next slide. So Trenton Waterworks. I do want to encourage all residents, if they do not know, that there is a meeting here in town on the 27th, so that's next Wednesday, at the Hamilton Township Public Library. This is a public meeting hosted by Trenton Waterworks. I was there last year when they hosted a similar meeting. It is a great opportunity for residents to voice their concerns and hear directly from Trenton Waterworks personnel in regards to the utility and any updates that they have to provide. I will try to be there myself. I cannot stay the whole time, but again, it's at 6:30 at the Hamilton Township Public Library on Wednesday, and I do encourage everyone to attend. Like I said, we continue to have monthly check-ins between us at the Division of Health, NJDEP, and DOH. Specifically, this is in regards to the Legionnaire's disease kind of overall outbreak we've been experiencing over the last couple of years, and ensuring that testing and monitoring does continue to occur. And that's something that NJDEP is really making sure that Trenton Waterworks is continuing to monitor and test throughout their system, especially when we have positive Legionnaires' disease cases here locally. And I do encourage all residents to stay up to date. The NJDEP has a great website dedicated to Trenton Waterworks. It's dep.nj.gov/Trenton Water, and that provides in-depth reports and information on the ongoing compliance status of Trenton Waterworks. Next slide, please. As far as seasonal viruses go, like I said, COVID-19, we're currently seeing an uptick and the start of a late summer wave. Right now, the Northeast is kind of on a low to moderate, but in the South and West, they are starting to see higher rates of both wastewater detections, hospitalizations, and deaths occurring. So we are starting to see finally a late wave coming for COVID-19. With that said, the other viruses, as far RSV and seasonal flu, are still pretty low. But as we enter into school restarting, and the cooler weather and people moving indoors, that's when we start seeing those viruses start occurring. We will, and I'll pull up later on our schedule for seasonal flu clinics. But as soon as you start seeing those opportunities to get vaccinated, I would encourage it. With that said, there is a changing landscape for vaccination at the federal level. Things are going to get confusing as we move forward, especially when it comes to the COVID-19 vaccine. There likely will be changes in eligibility and a restriction to those just 65 and older, or those with high-risk conditions outlined of who that will be eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. Right now, flu and RSV vaccine, there won't be any changes that we're aware of, so those will continue as normal, and we do recommend that everyone 6 months and older receive an annual flu vaccine. As we get more information and more information comes out in regards to some of these changes, we'll be sure to update the board and our residents with the most up-to-date and correct information. Next slide. At last, in the kind of hot topics in public health right now is mosquitoes. We are we're entering into peak West Nile virus season. There's still, if you go outside, I know in my own backyard is inundated with mosquitoes this year, we are in mosquito season still, even though it's kind of cooler weather today. But there is a lot that residents and all of us can do to help reduce the number of mosquitoes on our properties and in our communities. Mosquitoes only need water plus 7 days to breed and create more mosquitoes, and even just something as a soda cap bottle filled with water is enough to allow mosquitoes to breed and reproduce. So it's really, really important for all of us to routinely, especially after rain, make sure that we're dumping any standing water and getting rid of it, because that will really help reduce the number of mosquitoes in our community and in our property, and allow us to enjoy our properties more without having mosquitoes. It's also important to use mosquito repellent that is EPA registered mosquito repellent. DEET is a great example of that. Wearing long sleeves, long pants, especially if you're out at dusk and dawn when mosquitoes are most active. I have a picture of Swiss cheese on here because mosquito control it's like Swiss cheese. It's a layered approach. So as you add more layers to it, less and less holes become visible. So if you held up Swiss cheese, one slice, you can see straight through it. But as you add in more and more slices, you can't see through it. And that's, a lot of public health is that way, it's not one size fits all. It takes a lot of different approaches to make sure that the problem is alleviated. And that's a perfect example for mosquito control, because we have a lot that we can do on our own properties. We can take our own personal protections, but then we have programs like the Mercer County Mosquito Control, who goes out and does chemical spraying and other physical controls to help knock down some of those mosquitoes in the community, and to also prevent spread of diseases. Just this week, we had the state of New Jersey announce that we had our first possible homegrown and acquired malaria infection up north in Morris County. So that's another perfect example of why we want to limit our exposure to mosquitoes and limit the mosquitoes in our community as well, because we do not want malaria here taking hold and, and being within our own mosquito population. Next slide. So like Director Fitzgerald said, we are extremely thankful for Mercer County in helping us get a new mobile clinic van. You can do this slide. Here are just two quick photos of it. It is a Ford Transit extended van that has a exam table in it, and then also an intake area plus an awning outside. So we are in the process of outfitting it and getting it wrapped with the hope of having a ribbon cutting and an open house soon. And that way it'll be out in time for our seasonal flu clinics and events throughout the fall. So we're really, really excited, and our nurses are super excited to get this out into the community. And this is going to be a tremendous benefit for all of our residents. And thank you again to our Mercer County colleagues for helping secure this for us. Looking ahead to seasonal flu clinics, next slide. And I know this is busy, and I don't expect anybody to read this, but our nurses will be back out into the community like we are every year throughout the fall, offering the up-to-date seasonal flu vaccine and our pneumonia vaccine to all of our residents. We will be starting at our right here at the senior center. We kick it off every year at the senior picnic. We'll be here. And the rest of the dates, we advertise this in our local newspaper, like the Hamilton Post, but hamiltonnj.com/flu clinics is flu shots is the website that has the most up-to-date information and also our consent form. So you can go online, print it off, fill it out, and then you can just walk into the clinic and you already have your paperwork filled out, and the nurses and the clinic staff will help get you squared away and save you some time once you get there. Next slide. Another thing that I want to give a shout out to our public health nurses is the state of New Jersey did honor them. They won the award for the Vaccines for Children program for the previous year for 2024. They were awarded the region. What region are we? Region 3. Award. So they were nominated. It was anonymous nomination, but they were nominated by somebody, and our nurses were, honored for running a very efficient, in compliance Vaccines for Children program, which is great, and it's a huge honor since thinking of all the different VFC programs that operate throughout the state, and they were one of 4 that were honored last year, which is one of 5, I should say, which is great. Our health education team is out in the community again. They've been out and busy all summer. They've been conducting health education programs at the YMCA camps, both at Sawmill and the Kistart Elementary School. We've been doing blood pressure screenings and cholesterol screenings at the Wilson Center. We also just completed a vision screening in partnership with the New Jersey Commission for the Blind yesterday, and we had 54 participants who came through to get an eye exam free of charge from the Commission, which is great, and that's something that we're looking to continue as we move on, and eventually as we move into our new space in the new municipal building and we have expanded clinical space, we'll be able to offer even more in-depth actual like dilation and visual exams because of the space that we have there. We're kind of resource and space constrained right now, so we can't kind of offer some of those higher depth screenings, but that's definitely been something that's been very successful the last couple of years. We were recently just at National Night Out. We continue to host our Mayor's Wellness Walks, which our next one is coming up in a few weeks at the Grounds for Sculpture. And then they've been out and busy with local churches and back to school nights as well. So more upcoming events, the staff will be out at the pop-up back to school houses, school events, and at the YMCA, the school bash. We're continuing our blood pressure screenings at Project Freedom. And also, we are helping host International Overdose Awareness Day on the 28th over at Vets Park. So Mercer Council is actually the lead organization for this, but Hamilton Township is the host community. And in partnership with the Hamilton Alliance, we're helping organize and get that off running in the last couple of years. It's been a fantastic, very nice memorial to those who have lost loved ones to addiction and to overdose. And I would encourage anybody who would like to attend or knows somebody who has passed away or been affected by addiction or overdose to come take the event. It's a very well-run, somber memorial event that we have representatives throughout the county there. And then one of our biggest Mayor's Walks, our wellness walks, is coming up on September 5th, and that is at Grounds for Sculpture. And this is the only walk that does require advanced registration because you do get a free admission to Grounds for Sculpture with this walk, and there is a checklist at the gate. So it's, like I said, it's free of charge, but there does need to be advanced registration for that. So anybody can just contact the health department and get signed up for that event. And we normally have about 100 or so people who take advantage of this walk, especially on a nice day. It's a great way to save, $10, $20 to get in there. And then also, go for a great, nice stroll. And it's a led stroll, and the volunteers at Grounds for Sculpture will actually lead you through a guided tour of the property and pointing out and giving information on some of their different displays and everything there. So it's a really, really great event that we're lucky to have here in town.
Chris,
Yes.
I'm sorry to cut you off. What time is that at?
It is in the morning. I believe it is. Can you see it on the thing?
I can look it up.
9. It is at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock,
Okay.
10:30.
And you could register right on the township.
Yeah, you can. I think you have to just email in.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. All right. Next. So as far as our accreditation update goes, so we were successful and we had both of our site visits. So we had our virtual site visit earlier in June, and then on the 17th of June, we had our physical site visit. Danielle can get it next. And in those site visits, they did a tour of our facility. They met with our staff, our governing body, our partners, and did a full document review of what we've submitted, and the staff had to ask questions. They asked questions of our governing body and also of our community partners and how they interact with us and what their thoughts are, our expectations are, and kind of going over how we fit into the community, into the township, and what we do. I might be biased, but I think it went very well. And I'm super proud of the staff and everybody who was involved. And I really want to thank our partners, our governing body representatives who were there. I think we really, really demonstrated how lucky we are to be in this community and then also to be able to serve the community as well. And we are waiting on an imminent decision. The council meets, or the board who actually makes the final decision meets next week, and we expect to hear from FAB right after Labor Day on their decision. As far as what decisions could be made, it's either full accreditation, accreditation with a priority area, which means that we have one area that they want to see us kind of working on over the next couple of years, or being placed on an improvement plan. So it's one of those decisions that there's not going to be you are not accredited decision. It's basically, yes, you're accredited, or you guys need a little bit more work. So I will leave it at that, and light some candles, say a prayer, do it, send good vibes to us. So we have all good news in about 2 weeks after Labor Day. All right, and then I'm going to turn it over to our shelter manager, Danielle Joya, to give her update at the shelter.
Hi, good evening. Thank you for having me at the Board of Health meeting. As of today, or as of the time I wrote this, today, August 19th, the shelter, we are over capacity in housing 44 dogs in the shelter, 36 in the kennels and 8 in crates. And actually, that's 7 in crates because on my way over here, I stopped to send another one home with their owner. So one less, but we have 2 in foster and 3 that are boarding off-site at different places. The shelter is waiving adoption fees for all dogs until until August 31st. The adoption process is still the same, where interested adopters would complete an application and questionnaire and are vetted prior to being approved to adopt. But the fee has been waived. Everything else stays the same. Currently, we have 73 cats in the shelter, 10 in foster. A lot of them are litters of kittens, so 73 sounds overwhelming, but some of them are grouped together as their litters of kittens. We have had a higher intake than animals leaving the shelter for 5 out of the 7 months of this year. So we've adopted out a total of 291 animals, and currently the live release rate is 96%. We continue to work with Bark Institute, as they've been very helpful in finding homes for several of our dogs. Most recently, a long-time resident, Doug. So Doug has been rehomed, and now Wiley, he's a red and white Siberian Husky, is currently in the board and train program at Bark. As of July 31st, the department has issued 3,445 dog licenses. That's 99 dog licenses less than, or 2.8% less than the number issued in 2024. I could tell you we issued at least 5 or 6 more today alone. So that number will continue to grow throughout the year. So far in 2025, we've hosted 4 rabies clinics at the beginning of the year, administered a total of 726 vaccines to our community cats and dogs. We have 1 more clinic scheduled in 2025, and that's December 4th, and from 5 to 8 p.m. I believe we'll still be at Switlick Park, where we had the beginning of the year because of the construction in McManaman. We were moved to Switlick Park, and that was received very well by our residents. So that clinic will be at Switlick Park Pavilion as well. Whether your pet is indoor or outdoor, it's extremely important to keep them vaccinated and protected. And more information about rabies transmission and prevention can be found at cdc.gov. Our part-time volunteer coordinator, who we onboarded a few months ago, Faith, continues to host regular volunteer orientations for those interested in joining our volunteer team. As of July 31st, our volunteers have accumulated 2,234 hours. General information about can be found on our website, as well as the application packet for those people interested in volunteering. And interested candidates can email sheltervolunteer@hamiltonnj.com to sign up for an orientation. At this time, we have 60 active volunteers, which is basically those who have volunteered in the last 4 months. But we have 99 volunteers in our database as active, so those might be new volunteers who haven't come in yet or done the training, but we're right around 99 volunteers. Our shelter volunteers assist not only in the shelter, but also with off-site events like National Night Out and several other events this year at the Hamilton Library. Faith organized the Toll Brothers volunteer event, had a few volunteers coming into the shelter and helping out. So we're getting more and more inquiries about those kinds of opportunities for volunteers, and Faith has been organizing them. In the current shelter population of, again, 1 less, but 44 dogs, we have 4 green dogs, 10 blue dogs, 15 yellow dogs, 6 red dogs, which red dogs are the ones that are the most difficult ones to be handled by staff only. And we have 9 dogs pending assessments. 6 of those 9 dogs have just come into the shelter within the past 7 days. I don't know if you've been following the Facebook page, but we've had a lot of dogs coming in lately. Going back to 2019 and moving forward, all of the shelter statistics, including intakes and adoptions, can be found on the shelter's page, and they're updated monthly. Our shelter team continues to work towards making improvements to our operations and programs and services to help the animals and the residents in our community. We encourage our community to get involved and help the shelter by adopting, fostering, or volunteering. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions from council for any of the presenters?
I I had a question about the number of dog licenses.
Mhm.
The 3445 you said was down by 2%?
From the same time this year, so from
From the
January to
same time
July.
or total?
January through July,
Gotcha.
the same time period, those first 7 months.
So, I mean, I did that 3445 divided by 8. It's like 340 licenses a month if you were to average it out, so we could end up way over at the same time, right?
In theory, however, the bulk of the licensing is done in the beginning of the year, so we have a few, whether new adoptions or following up on folks who haven't renewed. So it's just less and less per month towards the end of the year, the bulk of them being the beginning. But we'll still continue to license dogs throughout the entire year.
And we still could end up at that same number or above.
We certainly could, yes, absolutely. Yeah, like the ACOs have, going out and issuing summonses for dogs who have not renewed, or residents who have not renewed their dogs' licenses. So that number will continue to grow, yes.
Is there a large amount of summonses that are being issued to the owners?
A steady amount? I won't say a
Steady
large amount, but it's probably a dozen or so a month, depending on what the summonses are. They're not all for not licensing, some are running at large and other offenses.
And you also said, Danielle, that you're seeing an uptick in the amount of dogs coming into the shelter. Any feeling of why, or is it just a normal time of year?
I think we did see the same kind of rise in intake this time of year last year as well.
Right, yeah.
I just had a quick question about the volunteering. Now that we have the volunteer coordinator, it sounds like, things are moving along. I could have sworn last Board of Health meeting, you might have mentioned adding a weekend training to encourage more people to be able to have
Yes,
that.
yep, Faith has done that. She has hosted a volunteer orientation on a weekend, and we've actually, Laura Garber, you may remember her, she's a dog trainer that we have, or a vendor, for our behavior. She's hosted a buddy class too, so for the volunteers to get more experience and hands-on training to work with the dogs. So we've started doing that as well.
That's great.
So we can increase their skill set so they can, do more with the dogs and handle more different dogs.
Great.
Chris, there's never, ever, ever going to be a time where any of us ever look forward to the end of summer. However, we're never wishing the end of summer. I think with the accreditation process, at least it gives us something forward to look forward to. So we wish you good luck on that, but we're not hoping to get there anytime soon.
I think we all would like that few more weeks or so.
Or months.
Yes.
But good luck. We'll be waiting to hear from you.
One last question from me is, I remember, it might have been a year ago or a few years ago, where we had a lot of discussion about the feral cat population, throughout the township. Where do we stand with that? Is that just something that we keep a close eye on?
The animal control officers respond on a case-by-case basis, depending on the situation. Offer,
But like a balance of it, compared to what it was, say, a few years ago to what it is now.
I don't think we have an accurate number of
Is that
feral
something
cats or colonies.
that we look into or could look into?
I don't know that every colony caretaker is forthcoming with that information
Okay.
necessarily.
No major concerns. I remember there was a time a couple of years ago that there was a lot of discussion at council meetings about them type of populations and.
Yeah, and I think, we still get, through C-Click Fix, so if there are residents who do have issues with, community cats, that's something that, like Danielle said, the ACOs can handle on a case-by-case basis, and obviously if the cats are causing a nuisance in the community based on our own code, the ACOs can work to rectify that, but as far as us getting involved in TNR, we don't have the resources for that, and we really haven't, been approached or asked, and I think PFA, or People for Animals, has a program that kind of does some low-cost spay-neuter. So if somebody does trap, they can bring them over there to get to spay-neutered and vaccinated.
Thank you.
I just had a quick question on, when the dog's in the green category, that's, are they typically there less than a week at the shelter? Is there
Do we typically,
Sure, they're less time. I wouldn't say
it's
less than
even
a
less
week,
than
but
that.
the green dogs get adopted more quickly, yes, because
Yeah.
they're easier to
yeah, they're
handle.
easily, yeah.
So sometimes it depends on our spay and neuter schedule, so
Okay.
they're not getting adopted until after they
After spayed or
altered,
neutered, yeah.
but they do go home much more quickly, because they're just easier.
Okay.
What about the dogs that are deemed red? What's happening with those, and how are we working with them to get them out of that red designation?
The staff are handling them and doing what we can. I know Laura does offer some treatment ideas and things to do with different dogs. I send out rescue emails when I'm able to do that to try to get, rescues are not very helpful in that area, however. So it's an ongoing challenge. Yes. Right, like, for example, I think Moose has probably been, he might even be there close to a year, I think now. And one of our animal attendants, Jocelyn, has been working with him, so she's very comfortable with him. He's not very comfortable with necessarily everyone, but Dr. Chismar has prescribed medication for him. It's puppy Prozac, basically. It's fluoxetine, so that we can relieve some of his anxiety to work with him. So similar to many years ago when we, like with Brooklyn, you know, how you work with a dog to muzzle train them so that you can safely introduce them to someone and they can get to know somebody. So things like that. So Jocelyn's taken a lead on one of those dogs. So really the staff kind of, it depends on their comfort level working with specific dogs, but we also defer to Laura, you know, our behavior expert, if you will, on how we can work with them.
I just wanted to send my thanks and congratulate the team on a very successful summer. The accreditation seems like it's moving in the right direction. Thank you, Danielle, for the report on the shelter, and you know, it looks like we'll keep our fingers crossed for after Labor Day. So,
Any other questions for us?
I appreciate you joining us. We'll open it up to members of the public. Do any members of the public have any questions or comments regarding the report or for the Board of Health?
Steve Clegg, Wolfpack Road. Actually, I have a couple questions. The first one, with the dogs in each color category, do we have a count of how many volunteers are in each category?
Yeah, let's
Yeah, 'cause the other ones
let's
don't.
do it that way. That way, we can all kind of keep track of what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
so as far as the color, so the volunteers, like yourself, and there's just, I think 3, I want to say that I would consider yellow across the board, you know, handlers, but there are volunteers who are not quite that experience level, but do handle maybe blue or yellow dogs. So it depends on what the issue and the comfort level of the volunteer. So I think that's why we're trying to have these buddy classes so the trainer can give the volunteers a little bit more skill set. We've also, I don't know if you've noticed it, but we've also added to the behavior assessments, Laura's going to be assigning treatment sheets so that it's basically an outline of what this dog issue, and this is what we want you to do with them. So to help the dog become easier to handle. But so I have like a couple volunteers who maybe like I would consider blue, who do walk yellow dogs. So I wouldn't consider them to yellow, but I don't have a number. I'd have to ask Faith if she actually, our volunteer coordinator, if she actually has them laid out and knows the number of green versus blue versus yellow. Everybody usually starts out green, but we try, like I said, there's one volunteer that comes to mind, and I know he generally walks a lot of green and blue dogs, but there is a yellow dog that he walks too. Does that help?
Steve, if you don't mind, the buddy program, what is it, buddy training program?
Call it a buddy class. So it's just a volunteer working with a dog, a specific dog, and hands-on with the trainer present, and she'll give them tasks or, you know, things to work with. This is what I want you to do with that dog. So kind of just training the volunteers to help train the dogs.
Okay. Is this a relatively new initiative?
We
or
had it only a couple years ago with Laura Garber, the dog trainer. Now that she's returned, We
You're
reinstated that.
reinitiating. Would you, Allison, would you give Steve his time back just because I jumped in there?
The next two questions aren't directly part of the shelter, but they do touch on it. One, I brought up a request probably earlier in this year regarding unlicensed kennels, and the health department is always out there. But I was still looking for some sort of deterrent from the township, at least in the form of a warning, like, we are going to address these as we find them, and this is your warning, because we've seen they go out. It's a lot of work. I usually don't address it to them until I've got enough information or proof. But they go out, they've got to follow up, they've got to check for the licensing, they've got to warn them. But at that point, these puppies are already born. The problems already existed. I think the last person was, after being caught the second time, was fined maybe $500. They're selling these puppies at $600 to, I've seen some advertised for $10,000. That $500 fine 2 years later is not a deterrent. At least something to state that the township is going to address these when we find them might help. So I'm hoping we could do something with that. The second issue is, I do review all the police CAD reports for animal issues, and we're seeing another uptick of clear cases of animal cruelty that are being pushed from the police department to animal control, which should not happen. So I don't know if animal control themselves is pushing back or not, or what the right form is to address this, but these are indictable offenses. In some cases, the CAD reports are showing the police are noting the dog is in unacceptable conditions, standing in a puddle on a 3-foot leash. It's 90 degrees and it's pouring rain out and nobody's home. And their note is, we'll leave a message for animal control. So I don't think it's, well, one, it's illegal, but two, dumping it on animal control is not the right thing to do, and the animals are still left out there. So somewhere in there, we need a little more education or coordination, or maybe even the reciprocal is if those police are out there addressing the fact, is the dog even licensed? But something in there is simply not working right now. And if we can do something to address that, to take that load off animal control, to get these animals taken care of, to get these people charged if necessary, or the animals picked up and taken out of those situations. That's all I had.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Any other members of the public with questions or comments regarding the Board of Health updates? Seeing none, any other comments from our council members? Then a motion to adjourn as the Board of Health and reconvene as council.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Madam Clerk?
Yes. Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, guys, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good news.
Looking forward to that. It's a lot of work has been put into that. It's appreciated. Okay. Next up are the minutes.
For your consideration, we have the minutes of June 17th, regular council meeting.
I'll make a motion to move on the minutes of July 17th,
June 17th.
June 17th.
I'll
Second.
Oh,
Moved and seconded.
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes, and I just need to jump in to notify the public that there has been an amendment
Yes.
to the agenda that has since been posted on the website. We added to resolution agenda items, Resolution 3, 25-376, a resolution authorizing and directing Hamilton Township Planning Board to undertake a preliminary investigation to be made pursuant to the New Jersey Local Redevelopment and Housing Law as to whether a certain area in the township qualifies as a non-condemnation area in need of redevelopment, Block 1603, Lot 15.01. Resolution 4, 25-377, a resolution authorizing the acceptance and execution of an employment agreement between the Township of Hamilton and Fire Chief Christopher Tozzi. And these are resolutions, so we will be, have the opportunity for some discussion. And we have removed from the consent agenda, CA 31, consent agenda item 31, 25-374, a resolution authorizing the refund of a fee paid for the cancellation of a wedding ceremony, $100 total. Can I please have a motion to the amendment of the agenda?
I'll make the motion, Council President.
I'll second.
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. O'Hara?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Next for consideration, we have communications C1 through C3. C1 is an acknowledgement of receipt of documentation to the ABC license on file 110344016 Bahabna and Jill Incorporated, trading as Greenwood Wine and Liquors. This is an update of the property owner information on page 3. C2 is an acknowledgement of receipt of documentation to amend the ABC license 11033300206. I'm going to massacre this. Dorga Vita LLC, trading as Blend Bar and Bistro and New Jersey Weddings and Events. This was a change in corporate structure. And C3 is a joint proclamation recognizing August 26th as Women's Equality Day and National Day of Celebration.
And on communication 3, Councilwoman Phillips is going to make some remarks.
Thank you, Councilman Ty, President. I'll be reading the joint proclamation recognizing August 26th as Women's Equality Day, a national day of celebration. Whereas women in Hamilton Township and the United States have continuously worked to gain full rights and privileges, public or private, legal or institutional, as citizens of the United States. And whereas women in every state and every cultural and religious group work to secure women's right to vote. And whereas Congress has designated August 26th, the date the 19th Amendment was certified as Women's Equality Day. And whereas recognizing Women's Equality Day as a day of celebration throughout the country emphasizes the importance of women's work for democracy. Now therefore be it resolved by Mayor Jeffrey S. Martin and the Hamilton Township Council in the County of Mercer and State of New Jersey do hereby recognize August 26, 2025 as Women's Equality Day, celebrating the importance of the women's suffrage movement and the work to secure and expand equal rights today.
Thank you. May I have a motion on communications C1 through C3?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Next is Resolution 125-342, is a resolution expressing support for the formation of a regional water authority as the provider of drinking water services to the Township of Hamilton and surrounding communities.
So this is certainly a topic, Trenton Water Works, that has frustrated all of us and concerned all of us for just about my entire time on council. We have made a repeated effort to get more transparency, more effective governance and responsiveness from Trenton Water Works under the current structure, right? It's currently completely owned by the city of Trenton, but the fact is that 60% of Trenton Water Works customers reside outside of the city of Trenton. A third-party evaluation of the current conditions at Trenton Water Works finds an extremely high risk of catastrophic failure. This is our drinking water supply. Independent third-party evaluators are calling for a wholesale restructuring of Trenton Water Works as a regional utility that would include all of the communities that are serviced by Trenton Water Works. And I'm in support of this as an effort to improve the safety of our water, to improve transparency when issues arise with our water, to improve service delivery and to enable critical and long-term capital improvements to our water utility. And I say our water utility because it's the only water supply that most of us in the township of Hamilton have. So with that, I'm going to open this up on Resolution 1 for comments from my fellow council members.
Well, obviously, this has been a long time coming, but it sounds like it still has a long time to go before we see any closure to this. They had a meeting, was it last night at Trenton? Any word on how it went?
The commissioner did a very good job trying to explain their position, and the council was not particularly welcoming, I would say. Was that a good description?
I wasn't present, so, but.
It was not.
Okay.
I mean, you read the posts that you see, occasionally from whether it's other city council members in Trenton about it, that it's theirs, it's ours. And I find that kind of insulting, in somewhat. Yes, it's their plant, it's in their city, but it's our drinking water too. And they should recognize the fact that it is a problem. Instead of going out there and whatever you want to call it, pandering to the public or to the city residents about it's ours and we're going to lose all this revenue, I don't think I think they're concerned about what they're going to lose instead of actually solving the problem of getting safe drinking water for all the residents, not only the city of Trenton, but the communities that use Trenton Water Works. And the sooner this happens, the better, and hopefully, through the assembly and through the state and through the commission itself, that they finally come up with a plan on how we can operate this facility and operate it and do the upgrades that are necessary and should have been done for years. The wasteful spending is what happened in the city of Trenton, and we're suffering because of it. So I support the resolution. I think it's good, and I think we should move it.
Anybody else wish to comment?
No, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Thank
As
you.
well.
Yeah, I did hear a Trenton council member recently say that the Trenton Water Works is a Trenton asset, and the fact is, right now, Trenton Water Works is an asset for no one, and it needs to be an asset for all of us who drink that water, who rely on a safe water supply. So with that, I'll open it up to the public for any questions or comments. This is a resolution that the Department of Environmental Protection asked us to support in order to initiate a robust process of finding a path forward here to regionalize this utility. The state government is supportive of this. Multiple departments of our state government are involved in this effort now. The Department of Environmental Protection has been leading the way. Certainly our mayor has been leading the way. And so we join all the towns served by this. And by the way, we would like to do this in a spirit of cooperation with our neighbors in Trenton, and are hopeful that they will join us in having a thorough discussion of the issues at hand with the urgency that it deserves in order to make the reforms that are needed, which in this case, we've come to the conclusion, I think, well, everyone can speak for themselves, but certainly I've come to the conclusion that regionalization is the answer to bring the resources necessary to make the capital improvements needed. And Ms. Oh gosh, what? Ms. Galanick, come on up. Janice.
Yes, Madam Janice. Is this on?
I love this for talking.
Okay,
An authority would be like a group, like a council, like everybody from each district, like Ewing, Lawrence, Hopewell and all. There'd be a member from each one discussing how it should be run.
There would
Is that what
be,
the authority would be?
the idea is there would be representation from all the towns. Exactly what that looks like remains to be seen. But yes, there would be representation from all the towns in governance decisions regarding our water supply.
Yeah, well, everybody should have a say into it, especially if their section is getting contaminated or whatever. Everybody should have a say in that. Now, I thought I had read someplace where Trenton Water Works was an entity of their own and Trenton didn't really own them.
Trenton does own that.
Trenton does own it. They're a department within, they're like our water pollution control. It's like a department division of the Trenton.
Yeah, but everybody should have a say, and, you know, all the time, I mean, there's like 6 townships or something that are involved in this, so they should have a say, especially if they're having a problem with it, you know, and,
The problems have been ongoing. They've gotten more alarming as time has gone on. You know, the roof is about to cave in on the building. I mean, you know, critical equipment is exposed to the weather. It's just time, it's past time. So,
There was a year of water testing that got thrown out because it was fraudulent.
yeah,
and the water supply thing, wasn't it that big reservoir, they got rid of that finally, didn't they? Or was
No,
that
it's
still in
still,
operation?
it's still there.
It's still in operation? But that was supposed to be getting rid of years ago.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's real wonderful. Okay, yeah, push it.
any other members of the public with questions, comments? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion on Resolution 1.
I'll make a motion to move on Resolution 1, 25-342.
I'll second it.
Madam Clerk?
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Okay, so 5-0. Resolution 2, 25-343 is a resolution authorizing the issuance of a 1-year Class 5 cannabis retail and dispensary license to Northeast Alternatives New Jersey LLC with a license number 1103-R-001-001.
I'm going to be abstaining from this. Any questions or comments from council? Seeing none, any questions or comments from the public? Seeing none?
Can I ask one question? This is directed to probably Kathy on this one here. So this is an annual renewal. We'll have to see this again based on, is there any oversight that we put into looking at their 1-year, 12-month period and how they perform? I'm sorry. For some reason, mine doesn't work tonight, my iPad, so I can't.
Yes, and this is the initial permit, and
Okay.
so that has one review that happens before all of this through
Okay.
many different stages. And then, once they get this one, when the renewal comes up, yes, if there's any issues throughout the year, that gets documented and, you know, considered for the renewal of their license.
Okay, thank you, Kathy.
Yeah, Kathy, I'm looking at the tax payments, permit and applications are paid in full, and the applicant receives a certificate of occupancy. Is that correct? Those are the things we look at?
Yes, and there are others that are along the way too. We have several different departments that are in charge of signing off on that piece of it, so that once they get their and that's all before they get their CO. Once they get their CO, that's when it comes to you all for approval. And again, this is their local municipal license, right? They have other licensing requirements through the state that they've already met. So that's, you know, separate from this authorization.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions or comments from council? Seeing none, I'll open it up to the public for questions or comments. Seeing none?
Yes, Council President, I'll move Resolution 2, 25-343.
I'll second the motion.
Madam Clerk?
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
No.
No.
Excuse me, I'm abstaining on this.
Thank you.
Due to my work with the New Jersey Economic, thank you, Allison.
Resolution passes 401. Resolution 3, 25-376, a resolution determining that the property identified as Block 1603, Lot 15.01, commonly known as 325 Sloan Avenue, be designated as a non-condemnation area in need of redevelopment in accordance with the local redevelopment and housing law, NJSA 40A:12A-1 et sec, and authorizing the preparation of a redevelopment plan.
This is the former AMC property, soon to be Children's Hospital Philadelphia facility. This is going to be a multi-phase redevelopment that's going to bring good jobs and vital services to our community and serve the entire region, and really help revitalize an area that's been, for 5 years since the movie theater closed, underpopulated. So this is a great development, and this resolution is going to help to facilitate this redevelopment, which we expect to be a multi-phase, extensive redevelopment of that property. Any questions or comments from council?
I'd just like to say, I don't think you can find a better use of that facility, that property. Everybody was floating the idea of another warehouse coming to Hamilton and blah, blah, blah. And here we are, we're bringing in a reputable Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. Everybody knows about it. And not only the construction jobs that it'll bring to the area, but permanent jobs for residents that live here. So this is a win-win for the township in many, many ways. So I support this application 100%.
Thank you, Councilman Whalen. Any other questions?
I'll just add to that. I think this is a fantastic use, as Councilman Whalen said. In addition, I mean, we're going to bring jobs, and as people come to, hopefully that area fills in more with restaurants and shops and so forth for those who are coming to use the hospital facility. So it's fantastic.
Hopefully, we see more local people getting put to work and not people from outside, other states, from 8-10 hours away. There's plenty of local people to spend their money here and live here. Hopefully, we put those people to work.
Agree wholeheartedly.
Okay, if there are no other questions or comments from my council members, I'll open it up to members of the public. Questions or comments on Resolution 3? Seeing none?
I'll close the public comment portion on Resolution 3, 25-376.
I'll second.
Madam Clerk?
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Passes 5-0. Resolution 425-377 is a resolution authorizing the acceptance and execution of an employment agreement between the Township of Hamilton and Fire Chief Christopher Tozzi.
I'm not going to say a whole lot about this because it is a personnel contract. It is common for us to execute employment contracts with our fire chiefs. Any members of council have anything they'd like to?
No comment, Joe.
No.
Members of the public, anybody? Seeing none?
I'll make a motion to close the public comment portion and move on Resolution
4.
25-377.
25-377.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Passes 5-0. Next for your consideration is consent agenda items CA1 through CA32, with the exception of CA31, which was removed.
So, in today's consent agenda item, there are 8 grant-related items that we're going to be moving forward. Some of those are going to go toward public safety, click it or ticket, drive sober, get pulled over. The largest of the grants, I think, was a 6-figure. Actually, we have $1 million grant. This is public safety, fire apparatus. So it's an apparatus, by the way. So public safety, getting the equipment that our first responders need, who we appreciate very much. Additionally, there are 8 separate items, investments that we are making in our water pollution control facility, which is ongoing and regular investment that we make. There is a solar renewable energy agenda item, which is going to be soliciting proposals for, putting solar on our municipal buildings. So we're going to be transitioning to as much renewable as we can within our infrastructure. So I'll open it up to council with any questions or comments on tonight's agenda items.
My only question, Kathy, on the one that Council President Ty mentioned regarding the 25-359, the solar on township building. We don't know which facility or buildings that we're talking about yet. I mean, is this just this is going out for?
Right, this is to authorize it
Yeah.
to go out to bid, and there's already been an entire audit done of our municipal buildings and locations, so we'll have to see what happens when the bids come in.
Okay.
But yes, we will have specific locations that we want them to bid on in order to put solar on particular areas. Some buildings are more likely to have it than others, some aren't suitable for it
Okay.
necessarily, but it's quite a few areas, and it still doesn't even involve yet our new municipal building that's under construction, which will be its own, a separate one done and separate source. This is retrofitting, if you will, the rest of our municipal properties, so.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, I meant to mention among the resolutions is a resolution authorizing $700,000 in improvements to the intersection of Klockner and Cooser Roads. So we're investing in our infrastructure as well.
Hopefully make it more safe.
Yes.
Most dangerous intersection in the township.
If no council members have any additional questions or comments, then I will open it up to the public for questions or comments on consent agenda items, CA 1 through CA 32. Janice, come on up.
Since you called me, do I still have to identify myself? John Scott, 432 Trinity Avenue,
Terrible.
Cornell Heights.
Cornell Heights.
Okay. What is our water pollution control program? I thought Trenton Water Works takes care of everything, so what is all this stuff we're putting in the water?
Trenton Water Works is the incoming. Water pollution control, which we own, is the outgoing.
The sewer.
It's the sewer.
Oh, that was nicely put.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's much prettier term.
Much prettier term. I'm thinking Trenton Water Works is supposed to control all this nonsense. Okay, it's the outwater. Okay, very good. Very pleasantly put. Okay, thank you.
Any other members of the public with questions or comments? Seeing none,
I'll make a motion, Council President, to move on CA 1 through CA 32.
I'll second the motion.
Madam Clerk?
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. Caparo?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Resolutions passed 5-0. Next for consideration is ordinance 125-012. This is an ordinance of the Township of Hamilton, County of Mercer, New Jersey, providing for various capital improvements and related expenses in and for the township, appropriating $3,500,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $3,325,000 in general obligation bonds or notes of the township to finance same. This is second reading and public hearing.
Excuse me.
Once again, financing various improvements throughout the township. Any questions or comments?
No.
Uses include equipment, vehicles, repairs to public buildings, just kind of a laundry list of necessary and needed items that we're funding.
Correct.
And if council doesn't have any questions, I'll open it up to members of the public on ordinance 25-012. Seeing no members of the public wishing to comment, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion on ordinance 125-012.
Second motion?
Madam Clerk?
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Passes 5-0. Ordinance 225-015 is an ordinance amending and supplementing the code of the Township of Hamilton, New Jersey, Chapter 485, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 2, Parking, Section 485-9, parking prohibited at all times on certain streets, Eaton Avenue. This is second reading and public hearing.
Why are we banning parking on Eaton?
It's, to my knowledge, it's only a portion of this street, and there was some new construction recently at the corner of Route 33 and White Horse Avenue. It's the new Chipotle. So in order to have this flow, because they have an egress out onto Eaton Avenue, and traffic from Chipotle is only allowed to turn left onto Eaton Avenue. So this is clearing, so they don't have any parking right next to Chipotle's egress.
Yeah.
So that there's clear sight distance there for the people on the street. So although there's parking on the street allowed for the majority of that street, it's just limited there at the Chipotle.
Good. Everybody's good?
Thank you.
Any members of the public with questions, comments? Seeing none?
Council President, seeing none, I look to close the public comment portion and move on second reading ordinance number 225-015.
I'll second it.
Madam Clerk?
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Sorry.
Bless you. Is that a yes or no?
Yeah, yes. Just that was her yes for her.
Emphatic.
Passes 5-0. Ordinance 325-016 is an ordinance amending and supplementing the code of the Township of Hamilton, New Jersey, Chapter 485, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 2, Parking, Section 485-19, establishing handicap parkings for spaces at 13 Adela, 8 Charlotte, 1536 Genesee, 149 Joan Terrace, 56 Lafayette, 57 Lafayette, 302 Lafayette, 438 Linwood, 473 Linwood, 184 Main Street, 27 Parkinson, 24 Perry, and 446 Schiller Avenue. This is second reading and public hearing.
We have an aging population. Any questions, comments? Seeing none, I'll open it up to the public. Seeing none?
Hey, Council President, seeing no questions from the public, I close the public portion and move on ordinance 325-013 on second reading. 016, my apologies.
Thank you.
I'll second the motion.
Madam Clerk?
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Ordinance passes 5-0. Ordinance 125-014, this is an ordinance of the Township of Hamilton, County of Mercer, New Jersey, providing for the acquisition of computers and/or laptops for the Department of Information and Technology, end-of-life cycle project, and the acquisition of 2 police SUVs for the Department of Public Safety, fully funded by Capital Improvement Fund, for the total amount of $250,000. This is first reading and introduction.
Do I have a motion?
Council President, I'll make a motion on ordinance 125-014 on first reading.
Second motion?
Madam Clerk?
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Passes 5-0. Ordinance 225-017 is an ordinance amending and supplementing the code of the Township of Hamilton, New Jersey, Chapter 485, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 2, Parking, Section 485-19. This is repealing handicap parking spaces at 20 Annabelle by ordinance 23-034 and 1115 William Street, established by ordinance 99-025. First reading and introduction.
Mr. President, I make the motion to introduce ordinance 225-017 on first reading.
I'll second.
Madam Clerk?
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Passes 5-0. Ordinance 325-018 is an ordinance accepting a mandatory deed restriction for rental projects for a deed-restricted affordable housing property with restrictions on resale and refinancing. Project name Village Green. The address is 1531 through 1555 Clockner Road, Block 1922, Lot 26.01. Property owner is 1651 Clockner Road, LLC. This is first reading and introduction.
I'll make a motion for introduction and first reading of ordinance 325-018.
I'll second the motion.
Madam Clerk?
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Passes 5-0. Next, we have ordinance 425-019 is an ordinance amending and supplementing the Code of the Township of New Jersey, Chapter 5, Administration of Government, Part 5, Boards, Commissions, Committees, and Agencies, Article, blah, 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 blah. Advisory Commission on Green Initiatives.
33.
So look that up.
Yeah.
33.
Do I have a motion?
Yes, Council President, I'll move on ordinance 425-019, first reading and introduction.
I'll second it.
Madam Clerk?
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Passes 5-0. Ordinance 525-020 is an ordinance amending and supplementing the Code of the Township of Hamilton, New Jersey, Part 1, Administrative Legislation, Chapter 5, Administration of Government, Part 5, Boards, Commissions, Committees, and Agencies, Article 22, Environmental Advisory Commission, and Green Team.
Do I have
Make
a motion?
Council President, on first reading ordinance number 5, 25-020.
Do I have
I'll
a-
second.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Passes 5-0. Ordinance 625-021 is an ordinance amending and supplementing the Code of the Township of Hamilton, New Jersey, Chapter 5, Administrative of Government, Part 4, Departments, Article 11, Department of Public Safety, Section 5-65, Office of Municipal Emergency Management, and amending and supplementing Section 5-66, which is now reserved.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion, Council President, to move on first reading ordinance number 6, 25-021.
I'll second.
Madam Clerk?
Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Passes 5-0.
And at this time, we will open the meeting to comments from members of the public. Nobody signed up, so anybody who would like to get up and make any comments on any matters, you are welcome to do so. Janice? Nope, Janice from Cornell Heights.
Janice Black, 432 Trinity Avenue, Cornell Heights. Okay, that no parking on Eaton Avenue is good because I take that street to miss the light and only one car can pull in
Yeah.
and one car can go out. So it's very good that just from AAA up to the corner, there's no parking, so that's fantastic. Okay, very good. And then Congolium was under construction mightily today. We're building a side lane for the trucks to turn in. I thought they were going through the jug handle and going down Clockner Road and coming in that way. Supposedly, that was the original plan. But I guess now they're going to go through the jug handle and just come all the way around, hit the side thing and come in from Sloan?
I'd have to look into if they made a change, why they did. So we'll have to get back to you on that. Oh, it might be temporary for construction.
Oh, because
But we'll make sure. If you want to, I need to make sure I understand what you're describing, but
they were like making another, you know, where you could pull off the road. They're making that into another solid lane. They were paving it today, you know,
It
so
might be
to make
temporary,
like
though.
they could go into Congolium. That's what it looked like.
Janice,
We'll
is-
see if there was any changes to the plan as approved regarding traffic flow, and we'll double check that. Sorry, did somebody have a?
No, I was just gonna say,
Oh, go ahead.
good.
No, go.
I was just gonna say, for vehicles coming off of trucks that are coming off of 295, approaching the Congolium site, you're saying that they would have to make the jug handle into,
Supposedly, they're coming off 295. They were supposed to go into the jug handle, which I said 2 trucks would block the jug handle, or 1 truck would block the jug handle. And then the original thing, when there was only 40 trucks, which now looks like it's like 100 stalls, that they would had to go down Klockner Road, and they made a middle lane there for them to turn into that empty building that was supposed to be school supplies or something. There's an empty
Right.
warehouse still there.
Right.
And they were supposed to go in that way. But today, it looked like they were paving the road to make it a lane that they could go to the jug handle or just flip around, like to go back to 295, and just
295.
ease over and go in that way.
Okay.
Because they're making big lanes in front and entrances and all that stuff.
okay.
I mean, that could actually be a benefit, right? Do we really want all those trucks going down Klockner?
No, because I said
Clogging up the intersection?
they would block up the intersection entirely,
Okay.
yeah.
Let's let Council President do his magic, and then we'll get back to you.
I'm gonna do my magic, Janice.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
do
take a
your
ride
magic.
by and check it out and see.
Yeah,
if-
we'll see.
Right.
I've
Like
double
true
checked it, yeah.
But I just like
magician,
everything
I'm
that they
gonna let
said was
Kathy
going to be
Monzo
is
do all
not,
the
because
work,
it's
and then
only going to be 40 trucks. And when they were building it, you started counting them, and you were like up to 60 windows,
60
you know, in the
days.
back there. You're thinking, holy cow, like looked like close to 100 stalls.
That was passed, and they didn't even have a tenant picked out yet, so for them, or anybody to say how many trucks were gonna be there or not be there, they didn't even have a tenant picked out at that point, so it's tough to make a determination how many were gonna be there if they don't even know who the tenant was gonna be.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you still could, I mean, how you going to know you get that many people coming in?
I mean, that organization also did a traffic study during COVID, during Teachers Week, right? So if we really want to talk about the flawed system, and I know they took us to court and won, but the fact of the matter was, the whole system was flawed. I challenged them on that. They don't live in this town. They did it during Teachers Week, or I believe it was Teachers Week during COVID. I would suspect that there was not many buses on the road.
I would suppose, yes, definitely.
We fought it the best we could.
Of course, they come up with all the wonderful things to avoid all the complications. Okay, and is next meeting back in the municipal building?
No, we're here in
I was gonna say,
September.
it'd be nice if we stayed here permanently.
Yeah. What-
Well,
No
we're
steps.
we're
It's- it's right.
working
Well,
on
Yeah, me and my arthritic knee, yeah, you got that right.
we're working on an even better permanent location for our council meetings
Oh, okay.
over on White Horse Mercerville Road.
Yeah.
That's not till late next
15
year.
months away.
The who?
The new
Municipal.
New municipal building.
Oh, yeah, well, that's
You're
not
gonna
much
love
until
it.
next year.
It's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah. And did you look, Chuddy, did you look into why the post office is now closed on the weekends?
I haven't gotten an answer. I'll
Okay.
double check though for you.
Because I have to go and the girl says, I don't know, they just decided to lock it.
Yeah.
I said, what about the people who have post office boxes in there? They can't go in the weekend then? Because I always, if I had a letter I wanted to get out early on Monday, I'd go there, drop it Sunday after church,
Yeah.
and now you can't get in. So
She knows
I
better
thought
than I do.
maybe something had happened.
That's kind of the preliminary answer I got.
Nobody knows anything. All righty, but thank you, except you guys, who are always very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Janice. From Cornell Heights. Any other members of the public with questions or comments? Seeing none, we will go to council comments. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first. Rick, you worked your magic again. We're out of here by 8 o'clock. So I'm not going to beleaguer this and keep us here any longer. It is nice, it was nice to see the Board of Health with some of the events that they announced. I know Overdose Awareness Day is something that I like to go out to, so that's on the 28th, and the Wellness Walk on September 5th. And it is nice to see everybody here. I would much rather love to be in council chambers than here, because that's our home base. However, I'll play by the rules and show up here again in September. And that's all I have, so everybody have a good night, and thanks to the team.
Thanks, Councilman.
I guess we'll just go down the line. Just speaking of safety and what we're saying, I'm really glad to hear that there's going to be improvements made at the intersection of Cooser and Klockner. And just a reminder, before we're together again, school will be back in session. Don't talk to me about it. But just a reminder, we have 17 neighborhood schools, elementary schools. So many of our families walk to school. And just to remind the public to be very conscientious of keeping their eyes peeled for pedestrians. We've had some close calls in the last couple of years, so just a reminder. And hope everybody enjoys the rest of their summer.
I'll just echo what's been said. Thank you all for coming out this evening. We had a really nice event. National Night Out was a really well-attended event. Thank you to firefighters and our public safety officials, along with law enforcement. They were all out there and connecting with the community, which is very important. Hopefully, everyone has a great rest of your summer, and look forward to seeing you in September.
What's nice about going second to the last is everybody said a lot of good stuff already, but it was a good Board of Health meeting tonight. I want to echo what Pat said, and look forward to our next meeting here. And I want to thank Councilman Papero for calling me up as I was driving to the municipal building to say, hey, I think we're at the senior center. So he called me in the nick of time, and I was able to make it on time. So with that, I hope everybody has a safe night. Naturally, there's a storm brewing out in the Atlantic, and let's hopefully it stays in the Atlantic and doesn't affect, I don't think it'll affect anybody here in Mercer County, but I'm sure our beach areas will see some significant, possibly significant storm damage or erosion at the minimum. So keep our fingers crossed, but have a good night.
Thank you. Yeah, and I'd just like to say our health department is close to a major milestone with the certification that they've been working toward for a couple of years. It's just a mark of the quality of the work that's being done on behalf of our citizens, and I'm looking forward to celebrating that milestone with everyone. Otherwise, I'll just wish everyone a happy Labor Day, and this meeting is adjourned.
That's right, Labor Day, good pickup.